Hi folks, pretend Commodore Tony here. That's me, kids. I'm pretending to be a Commodore because I'm going to talk about my favorite subject, the children of Sea Shepherd and their pretend captain. See? They play pretend. I play pretend. Here's what's going on, folks. Sea Shepherd currently is engaged in a good old-fashioned feud. But this feud that they're engaged with is amongst themselves. And here's what the feud, what it involves or who it involves. Why, it's the good Captain Kangaroo, better known as Paul, and that Peter Bethune fellow. Yeah, they're feuding with one another, kids. They're basically having a war of words. Here's what happened, something to this effect. Apparently, once again, Sea Shepherd has thrown Peter overboard. Yeah, I mean, they did that when he was enjoying the hospitality of the Japanese. They threw him overboard, and now they did it again. When he was released from Japan, he made a promise of sorts, or gave his word, that he would not be engaged in any more whaling activities against the Japanese and the Antarctic. Well, he was currently slated to go with Sea Shepherd on this upcoming Antarctic venture to continue the harassment of the Japanese, in other words, breaking his word. But however, Captain Kangaroo there, Paul, he started to read some transcripts from what I am able to ascertain, in which illustrated how when Peter was enjoying the Japanese hospitality in Tokyo, he was singing like a canary. He was pointing the fingers, and all the fingers he pointed went straight at Paul Watson, telling the Japanese that everything, well, basically most of what he did was because of a directive from Paul Watson, thus causing the Japanese to issue a warrant for Paul Watson through the International Police Agency, INTERPOL. So now the good captain who pretends to be a good captain, well, he may be good, but he's pretending to be captain. He then throws Peter Bethune out of Sea Shepherd and tells him, "Get lost." Well, Pete doesn't just take that. He gets upset. And he issues a manifesto or some sort of a letter or some sort of expose published on the internet. And I have that in the link in the description here, where you can read exactly what he wrote. But in this, what he wrote, he basically validates what I've said in past videos about Sea Shepherd, such as the 80 gill. I said that Sea Shepherd purposely allowed it to sink for publicity reasons. Well, that's what he says in his writing, that the cable did not snap and that's why it sunk to the bottom. He says that Captain Watson there ordered the cable to be released to let the gosh darn thing sink because it was worth more than publicity that to try to get it repaired, thus, and also taking the bark out of action to harass the Japanese to tow that piece of garbage back into port. Then also I made an accusation that they were using bow and arrows against the Japanese, and all of you said, "You're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about." To which I have to say, really? Now, part of it's correct. I was wrong when I said they fired arrows at the Japanese. According to Pete, he did have a bow and arrow. That was approved by Watson, and the purpose of it was to shoot poison-tipped arrows at the whales once captured by the Japanese, thus ruining the meat of the whale for them. So he did have the arrows. He did have the bow. So that was not a lie, and he validates it here. Then, in addition, a couple of years ago, Mr. Watson claimed he was shot by the Japanese in that famous video where he has it on his bulletproof vest and he's digging out the bullet. And I said that was a stunt. I may be stunted, but that still was a stunt. You see what happened? According to Peter there, he was not there when that happened. But crew members of Sea Shepherd that were there told Pete that that was a stunt, that the Japanese never fired at them. So you see, folks, the truth surfaces once again. But here's a part of what Pete wrote that really upsets me. I'm going to... You see, I'm a pretend Commodore, partners. Well, it seems like the pretend captain there was elevated to Admiral, Admiral of the fleet. Yeah, that's him now, kids. He's an admiral. According to Pete, the Sea Shepherd crew refers to Watson as Admiral of the fleet because apparently now they have 3 rust bucket garbage scows out to harass the Japanese, and they call that a fleet. So, congratulations, Captain, on your promotion to Admiral, but I'm going to stay a pretend Commodore. I'm rather contented with this position. Oh, one other thing. Also in the description, I have a link to a photograph of Admiral Pete Watson there, whatever his name is, of the Admiral. And in this photograph, look on the left side of the photograph, you will see a flag dangling from the corner there. And it's a flag of the Confederate States of America. That's right, the Confederate flag, which all you liberals out there who support Sea Shepherd, all you liberals out there say that that is a flag of hate, that is a flag of racism, and that is a flag of pro-slavery. That's what you all accuse that flag of being. So why is this Canadian admiral, or an admiral of Canadian birth, why is he displaying quite prominently and proudly the flag of the Confederacy, in which you liberals accuse that flag of being nothing but hate, racism? You may want to ask that question. All right, folks. This is Pretend Commodore. We'll see you, folks. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the nation you happen to be in. See ya. Let's enjoy the feud, kids.